Hello and welcome to another Woolg tutorial. Back after a long hiatus. Today I'm gonna stop this song, which I thought would be cool to have as an intro, and now it won't stop, and oh god. Okay, here we go. Let's get into it. Okay, so here we are. So today I'm gonna show you a fun little challenge to do on your own. So this is sort of a sound design challenge, and the point of this is not really like, you wouldn't actually want to do sound design like this because it's a huge pain in the ass. But the point of this is to get you to think outside the box with your effects and to really consider what's going on, you know, in your signal chain, and how you can really use effects to transform any sound into any other sound. Now, for this challenge, we're going to only use the built-in effects in Ableton, and we can't use any, like, it's against the rules, against the rules to use any sort of like a generator type thing. Or like, you know, in Echo, we've got that noise thing over here somewhere. You can't use this kind of stuff. You also can't use like the freeze in the reverb or the freeze in any sort of delay effect. Okay, so now with that out of the way, what we're going to do is we're going to make a riser. And the riser is going to swell up here and end here. So this is the end of the riser, end riser. And then we're going to have a bar of silence. And then we're going to have a kick drum. And then we're going to have a hi-hat. And then we're going to have a bass. And if you want to really go crazy with it, the bass has to have at least two voices or two oscillators. And then the last thing that we're gonna make is or like, if you want to kind of go crazy with it, you can make a snare drum, or you can make any other type of sounds. But this is the sort of main meat of the challenge. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So you're only allowed to use one audio track, not allowed to touch any of these settings here. And what we're going to do is we're just going to grab a sample. Literally any sample will be fine, but it can only be 1/4 note long, right? So just 1/4 note. You're not allowed to change the warping or anything like that. You're not allowed to transpose it or move it anywhere in the timeline. This is really important. You can't duplicate it. You can't move it anywhere. You can't do any of that. We put a sample in. It's 1/4 note long. That's it. Now, the rest of what we're going to be doing is all with effects. So, and there's one more rule. So, say now let's think a little bit about, like, how are we going to make our riser here, right? So, actually, before I explain anything, let's just, whatever. We want to extend the sound. Say we put some reverb or something, and then we're probably going to want to, shape the volume. So we'll have a utility, and we're going to automate those things. Now, and I'll show how that works later, but I don't want to spoil the fun for you. So the last rule is you put it into, every time you've finished with one of the sounds, you have to do the whole sound and go to silence. And then, so say, for example, if we were doing this one, this is our utility at the end of our chain. We're going to go to silence. So now our sound should play, and then there's going to be silence after that. And then we have to close our group, and we're not allowed to touch it again. And then we start making our kick drum. And once let's just pretend that this is how we make a kick drum. And once we're done our kick drum, we have to group these and close it, and then we go on to the hi-hat. And importantly, when you press play, it should play a riser, and then silence, and then a kick, and then silence, and then hi-hats, They make a little rhythm with your hi-hats, and then silence, and then your bass sound. Okay? So, and remember, you can't go in here and change the automation of this afterwards. You can't go in here and like turn the gain back up or anything like that. You have to just keep going, right? You make your sound, and then you go to silence, and then you make your next sound, and you go to silence, and you continue on like that. Okay, so I really, really encourage you to go and try this right now. Really, it's not, you know, what I would recommend is try to do it the easiest possible way first. And, like, don't try to get too crazy out of the box at the beginning. You're just trying to do it the easiest possible way first. And then go back through and try it again and see like what other ways there are to make all these different sounds. So go try it, and then if you're still feeling like, okay, I'm a little bit lost, I'm going to give you one more tip, which is in general for all of these sounds, the easiest way to do this is to start by filling the space that you want to make the sound in with noise, some sort of kind of full spectrum noise, and then you want to shape that noise into the frequencies that you want. So, you know, whether it's, shape the frequencies in whatever way that you want. And then the last thing would be controlling the volume. And you know, in there you could have your compression or whatever other stuff. So I really recommend giving this a go on your own. Okay, so let's pretend that you're going to do that, and now you're back, and we're gonna do it for real now. Okay, so and I'm gonna kind of talk you through it. Okay, so the easiest way to turn this into a bunch of noise that we can then turn into a riser is like, let's just take a reverb, and now we have noise that's going to last us all the way till the end that we need, but we can make it a little bit more sort of full if we use a smaller room size, taking out the filtering on the input processing and the filtering on the diffusion network. We don't really need to care about that. And then the last thing I do is just make it full wet, right? Because a riser doesn't start with like a kick drum sound. It starts with just silence, and then it goes like, right? Okay, cool. And then what else do we want to do here? Maybe we want to play with the frequencies a little bit. So we could do, if we want to make it kind of more risery, we could do like I don't know, we'll do a little bit of frequency shifter type shit. That's pretty boring. Wait, the curves. Let's do, that's on the wrong side. That's also on the, do I have to, goddamn this world. Okay, yeah, something like that. Okay, cool. You know, some other stuff that we could do, maybe you could get corpus involved if we really wanted to. Maybe we could do like a little tiny... Shut up. Maybe we want to filter it a little bit too. Maybe we'd go like, let's do a little, let's try that and see if that's interesting. It's kind of boring. Maybe we'll do it like this. We won't go quite so high. Oh, right. I forgot we were doing that. Okay, and then, sure, whatever. That's kind of good enough. If we wanted to make it really fancy, we could put a ton more work into it. I don't know if the bandpass filter was a good idea. You know what we could do actually is, let's hear it first. Yeah, it's a fucking terrible riser. Jesus Christ. Okay. We want to go down instead of up. I'm really bad at doing these riser things. Oh, actually, you know what might be kind of interesting? Is what if we just take the time on this bad boy? This will give us a little bit of that. Wah, 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 wah. Cool, good enough. Okay, so that's our riser. Great. Now comes the fun part. Right, so we've got a riser, and then it ends with silence, right? And then we want to make a kick here. So how can we do this, right? I think, you know, it depends where you are in your sort of like journey of understanding audio processing stuff. I think to some people it's sort of, maybe it's something that you can think of right off the bat, and some people are, you know, it's a weird way of thinking about sound, and so it feels like, well, how the hell would I do this without generating some sort of sound? But one thing I wanted to point out is that when we're at this stage, right, if we can't touch any of these effects, we're sort of in a similar place as we were in the beginning, right? In the beginning, we had a sample, and then it went to silence. Oh, that's quite nice. In the beginning, we had a sample, and it went to silence, right? And then we extended that sound, and then we made it into something else, right? So a way to think about this is that after you've played with your effects, this is essentially what your timeline looks like, right? We're not allowed to freeze and flatten in the challenge, but this is sort of what it looks like, right? So starting from here, you can imagine that all we really need to do is add a reverb. And then we run into the next little problem of like, how do we make it quiet here and then it comes back here, right? So let's go back to the way we're supposed to be doing it. How do I even do this? Oh, hello. There we go. Okay, so let's do that, right? Now, something to know about the way that these effects work in general, unless there's some CPU saving shit inside, is that the wet part of the effect is always processing, and this is just a volume control between the two channels, right? So even though when we do this, there's no like this sound isn't coming out, right? But if we bring it in, it's there, right? Because this is just a volume control of, you know, that processed signal versus the unprocessed signal, and they're just sort of like crossfading between the two, right? So we can do like this and just bring it in here. However, I'm going to do this slightly differently because I want to make it easier for myself later. I'll put this in a group. We can make a dry chain and a wet chain, and we'll just bring this in like this. Now, at this stage, so you might be wondering, okay, like why am I making a bunch of noise if I want to make a kick drum, right? And it's partially because really, you know, noise is sort of this like kind of common denominator that you can always go to and then make your sound from there. It's sort of this really easy in-between step, right? So, and also there is sort of a way of using noise with a resonator type thing. But I don't think that's like the easiest possible way to do this, so we're going to do it a slightly different way. And the way, you know, when I've done this with students in the past, I've noticed that one of the things that they often reach for is like, oh, maybe we want to pitch shift the noise, and then they'll grab like the frequency shifter or something like that. But that's not really going to do what you want it to do. However, one way that we can sort of conceptualize this is that this noise is all the frequencies, basically, right? So if we look at it like this, then we can see, we sort of have, you know, a bunch of frequencies there, right? And we can think of this as just sort of like selecting one of those frequencies and making it really loud. I'm going to throw a limiter after this. Come on. So yeah, and then we get to, and here we can almost get sort of a single pitch out of this. And now, if we want to get more of a single pitch, we can just duplicate this and keep going. Now we've got sort of a sine going. That should be clean enough, but yeah, if we really wanted a sine, we could go like, if we really wanted a sine, we could put 3 of them. I think this is probably close enough with the 2 of them, so whatever. And then we just want to control them together, so let's just map them to a macro. There we go. And then when we think about a kick drum, like how does a kick drum work, right? Or what is a kick drum? So let's just take a kick drum and sort of just look at it for a second. So what are the kind of main things that we can observe here, right? One is this is sort of like a pretty short thing, right? Like it's not gonna, probably not gonna be a whole quarter note of this noise. It's gonna be more like an eighth note. And then we can notice also that this wave shape looks, you know, kind of sine-y. And we can also notice that the pitch of it is going down, right? We start with a much higher pitch, and then over the course of like a 16th note or something, then we drop down to what looks to be around the lowest frequency that the kick drum is going to go to, right? So that gives us an idea of what we want to do here. So here we've got our pitch here, and we can, you know, over the course of something like this, bring it down to, let's say 40 hertz or something. And I don't always have great luck with this, so let's just kind of hope for the best and see what we get. Okay, not the best kick drum. Maybe we can drop and pitch a bit faster. Maybe a bit faster even. Nice. Okay, cool. Let's try that again. Nice. Okay, so there we go. We've got a kick drum. And you can imagine that if you wanted to put a little bit of noise on it, you could do that in a variety of different ways. One way could be, actually, let's see if this works. I've never tried this before, but let's try it. So one thought would be just to have a little bit of distortion right at the beginning. I think this would work. Maybe? Yeah, we could play with this a little bit if we wanted to. I don't know, just kind of screwing around here. Oh, right, we're screwing with our... Yeah, we could put it on a wet channel or something. Like we could put it on a chain or something and play around with it that way. We can also now, you know, now that we've got the frequencies that we want, we can now shape the... we can sort of shape the transient. Whoops, I think we got to play it again from the beginning. And then we could compress it or something. I really don't like this sound. It sounds like butt. It sounds like butts. Okay, good enough. Yeah, whatever. Okay, cool. So we've got our kick there. We can maybe round this out the other direction. Okay, cool. So that's that for the kick. And we go to silence. Nice. Oh god. Okay, that's pissing me off. I really don't like the sound of that. Let's get rid of this. Okay. Alright, you can kind of figure out your own way of doing that. There's lots of different fun ways of making your kick drum cooler. Okay, so now we've got our kick, and now we want to make it into a hi-hat, right? So again, like, you know, what's gonna do that for us? Now, I'm tempted to just throw a reverb on there and just do the whole thing again, but I think we might be able to come up with something even more fun. Let's try something like this. Let's do our same dry wet trick. Just call this one dry and we'll know what's going on there. And my thought was like, what if we just delay that kick drum and then at the last second we'll bring it up to a much higher, because this will sort of pitch shift it also. I wonder what this will sound like. This might not work, just warning you. Oh yeah, there's something to that. We could maybe do that a bit earlier. Let's go again. Yeah, that's kind of cool. And then we can do another delay on that. Or maybe something like this. And then we can use utility to make our hi-hat. And then we could use another delay to play that hi-hat in a different rhythm. So we could say we wanted to do something like this. I can never remember how this is supposed to work. Okay, so I think this is going to be this one here and this one here. Let's try that out. That's a pretty funny sounding hi-hat. Let's do a little bit sharper. We'll do a little bit of frequency shifting to make it kind of a bit more ringy. Maybe we'll put a little bit of really short reverb to make it sort of something like this. Okay, no, that sounds like ass. Maybe we just want it to be shorter. No, that one's not going to stick around. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so now we've got our hi-hat. Let's just pretend that that's good enough. We can always, and we can always play with, filtering it a bit or whatever. Maybe we want to take out some of those lows. And, we can decide where we want to do that in our chain. Tempted to put this higher. Whatever, anyways. Yeah, okay, so now we want to get to making a bass again. Now, the other thing I wanted to try out here is, like, what about... I wonder if we put a bunch of filters... let's do our trick again. Dry, wet. So dry. This doesn't come in until here. And then without the noise, let's just see if we can continue whatever sound was before it enough to get something here that we can play with. So what I'll do is, first I'll map it. We can just duplicate these bad boys. Let's do that many. I think that might be enough. not quite enough. I think we can get it there. I think. No, it's not quite enough. I feel like we can do it with just these. No, maybe not. Yeah, shoot. I thought we were going to be able to get away with that. Okay, whatever. Anyways, so we can just get some noise again. Like this, and let's re-enable automation. I think we're probably not going to need so many of these, but yeah, okay. Whatever. And then since we want to make it like a, gotta make it so it's fucking sick bass, bruh. We're gonna want something like this. We're probably gonna want, I always like to put a little vinyl distortion on the bass, so you could put a saturator. You know, it's whatever, let's just do something about it. Maybe the amp, I don't know. Nice. Nice. Okay, so now we have one voice, right? Maybe we want two of them. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go like this instead. So let's take all of these bad boys, and we're gonna just go like this. We'll put them both into the same OTT. And now we have these on macro, yeah. Okay. Smacro, as I like to call it. These ones we're gonna put on a different macro though, I think. So we'll put that here. We'll put this here, and then we'll duplicate a bunch of these. And then this one we can do, well, there's different ways we can do it, but one kind of easy way of playing with this, actually, look, if we put it on the same macro over there, so it's kind of useless, but what we can do is we just take one of them and change the pitch a little bit. And what this will let us do is, now you see they're slightly out of tune here. I think there's no like elegant way to map them so that one of them is like an octave above the other, but or not that I can kind of figure out in my head right now. I guess I'm tempted to do like 52, and then this one would go to an octave below 20, which would be 10K, something like that. I don't know if that would work. Holy fuck, that works. Gnarly. Just gonna Ugh. Kind of an irritating sound. Okay, so yeah, and then this is how we can kind of shape our thing. We could do like a... This could be kind of fun. I don't know if this is really doing it for me. This also sucks. Interesting. What if we put this on the... I don't know. Okay. So anyway, so that's how I would maybe go about... Oh, I don't know if you can hear me. Fuck. It's kind of fun. Okay. So anyways, you get the picture. That's how I would go about doing this challenge. But of course, you can take it way further, right? You could try you know, one thing I would recommend actually is trying to make the kick the other way, of making the kick with a resonator. So the way you would kind of go about it would be to do, you know, same thing. We start with our reverb, right? Let's do our group. I'm just going to try and hack this together really quickly, and it might not work, so just bear with me here. Okay. Yada yada yada. Let's just turn our chain down after a bit, and then this one's gonna be like this. Yada yada yada, and then again. So here, what I would do is instead of the filters, what if we kind of emulated a drum skin, right? So it'd probably be a membrane. Let's make it low in width, and then we can sort of customize this as we go, right? The other thing that we're going to need in here, though, is a utility, because we're going to shape the gain of the exciter, right? Same sort of thing as what's going on in Collision here, right? We've got an exciter, a mallet, you know, or a noise, a low-pass noise or something, and that's going to hit our resonator, and then that's going to make our sound. So if we do this, oops, I forgot to automate this. Okay, that sounds like butt. But maybe we want to low pass that a bit or something. Maybe we also want to, I don't know, drive it a little bit. I don't know, I'm just kind of throwing stuff at the wall here. Yeah, okay, we're getting there, I think. I think we want to be in the middle here. Oh, right, sorry. If we go on eco, there'll be less resonators. Yeah, now we're talking. Here we go. This could probably even... All right, we're trying to avoid doing that. Okay. Yeah, nice. And yeah, now we can really kind of fuck with that. Ooh, we do want to have a little bit of this in here. Nope. Nope. I don't like that. Nope. I feel like that's cheating. Okay. Oops. Alright, so yeah, so you can imagine this. And then again, you know, you'd want to shape it with utility. Maybe, or maybe you want to put drum bus on there or something. Get a little more slap out of it. Let's go full slap. Yeah, or maybe you want to... Don't use this. I feel like this is cheating. Like, if we didn't have this, we could just go like this. I think. Yeah. Anyways, so don't use that. Oops. There we go. Interesting. Anyways, okay, cool. So that's the challenge. Thank you for joining me. Please remember to like and subscribe. Subscribe for your once a year tutorial video. Okay, what else? Yeah, check me out on the rest of the internet, and I hope you have fun with this. Bye-bye.